And so, what's going on, baby? It's your boy Ant for CancerMoonsTarot. I'm coming at you guys with your mid-February 2022 tarot reading. As always, readings here are general, so if they resonate, that's awesome. And if not, it's not your message. And if you want to check out my official social medias, you're more than welcome to. That's going to be linked down in the description below. So Cancer, let's go ahead and jump on into this and see what we got going on. Starting out with the current energies here for Cancer. What current energies are coming in here for Cancerian? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-February 2022. What current energies do we have here for Cancer, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus throughout mid-February 2022. Let's go ahead and have ourselves a look. First card out, we got here the Moon card, so you could be dealing with a Pisces. Next card out, we got here the Lovers. And then lastly for you, Cancer, we have here the Death card. So, as far as what I'm seeing for Cancerians, moving into mid-February, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Pisces, or possibly a Gemini. Now, the Lovers here to the Moon card. There is something you're very connected to here, Cancer. I'm not sure what it is necessarily, because the Lovers card doesn't always have to represent feeling connected to a soulmate or a specific person, although that can be the case. It might be about you feeling very connected to a job, very connected to a hobby, very connected to a friend. Ultimately, though, the Moon card is usually a card that represents you feeling a bit emotional, so you're feeling kind of emotional to something you're connected to because it's changing. Maybe the way you feel about something is changing, or maybe it's changing in general, and it's not really the same as it used to be. So something here is changing, Cancer, and I'm not too sure how you feel about it. Something here that you're very connected to. Let's clarify this Lovers card, okay? What is it over here that Cancer is very connected to? In a general sense, what kind of is the gist here that I can give Cancer? What do we got for the Lovers? And we got here the Ace of Pentacles, and we got here the Ten of Pentacles. So, it feels to me like this could be work related for a few of you, but this also could be family matters. Maybe there are some things that are changing in your family, Cancer. There might be dynamics shifting in your family. There could be situations arising within your family, possibly. But if it's not about family, it's about the things that make your life feel like home that are starting to change for you, Cancer. So the things that you do on a daily basis, right? Could be your job that's possibly changing. Could be your house situation that's changing. It could be your friendship circle that's changing too. And you're noticing these changes moving throughout mid-February. And I do think it gets you a little bummed out because as Cancers, at least in my personal experience of being a Cancer sun, I do notice that I have a tendency sometimes to like repetition. In the sense of, I like things being the way they are, you know? I get comfortable with a certain type of lifestyle or a certain way that things are, and I enjoy that comfort. And then when things start to change and it feels out of place and it feels awkward, it's like, okay, this is different and I don't feel comfortable at all. So we tend to feel very comfortable with familiarity. And once things are less familiar, it's a little awkward for us to kind of navigate through those energies. So I do feel you feeling a little bit bummed that things are changing, things aren't as familiar as they were, whether it's in your family life, your relationship life. But the gist of it though, Cancer, is like the things that make your life feel like home. Like your apartment or your house might be changing a bit. Maybe situations are happening there where you're moving to a new home and you're getting very sentimental because you're gonna miss your old one. It could be about things in your relationship starting to change because they're not the same as they used to be. Things in your friendships, things in your family, things in your work situation, you know? So whatever makes this world kind of feel like home for you, Cancer, I think those are the things that are kind of being affected here for you. Let's go ahead and see what you're dealing with. What are my Cancerians dealing with moving throughout mid-February 2022? What are my Cancers dealing with? And what do we got? We got here the Nine of Cups. We also got here the Six of Swords. We got here the Knight of Swords. And lastly, we have here the Four of Wands. So, based upon what you're dealing with, Nine of Cups to the Six of Swords, I feel like you're trying to keep a positive outlook this month. You're trying to do everything that you can to just allow things to be let go of whatever is kind of changing. You're trying to accept the changes, right? Because whatever's changing here, Cancer, it feels like you have no control over that. It feels like you have no power over that. It's one of these situations where it's like, I need to accept the things that I can't change. So you're trying to have a positive outlook on the things that are changing in your life. But with the Knight of Swords to the Four of Wands, it's like you don't want that closeness and that comfort to go away. So it's a very conflicting feeling because you're trying to be positive about these changes, but at the same time, you're also trying to hold on to them in hopes that they don't change at all. You're trying to keep things together, Cancer, is what I'm hearing for you. And trust me, if you are a Cancer yourself, well, I mean, why would you be watching this video if you're not a Cancer yourself? But, as Cancers ourselves, if we want to keep things together, we tend to try to do our best, especially when it's things that are important to us, So Knight of Swords here to the Four of Wands, you're trying to keep yourself together, keep situations in your life together because you don't want them to unfold, you don't want them to change. Change can be a very difficult thing sometimes for Cancerians to go through, So I think that that's what's happening here. You're kind of at this halfway split between trying to accept it and be positive about it, and then also rushing to make it not stop, doing everything in your power to make some change not change, okay? Let's see where things are going for you, Cancer. Where are things going to be going for Cancers throughout mid-February 2022? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Throughout mid-February 2022, where are things going for Cancers here? And what do we got? We got here the Justice, we also got here the Six of Cups, we got here the Ten of Wands, and we got here the Empress. So, the Justice card to the Six of Cups. In your past, things felt more balanced for you, Cancer. Your comfort zone was here in your past. And you're looking back at it and you're like, man, it really sucks sometimes because you never realize the good old days are the good old days until you reminisce back and say, man, look at the good old days. Now, I totally butchered that statement, but essentially that's what it is, Cancer. You're like, you wish you could know when it was the good old days before it became the good old days. So you're kind of doing a bit of reminiscing here, Cancer, based upon where things are going. You're looking back saying, man, all these changes are happening in my life and I'm not really recognizing, or at least I didn't really realize how well things actually were before. So with all these changes happening, it doesn't mean that these changes happening are inherently bad things. It just means that there was a certain sense of comfort you had, and now that comfortability is gone. So with the Ten of Wands here to the Empress, you're trying to grow, but it feels like a bit of a struggle. It's hard. Change is hard. Change is weird. It's uncomfortable. It's a very difficult process to get adjusted to something new happening, especially when things are affecting your home, Cancer. The things that make the world feel like home. Maybe your friend is drifting apart from you, or your friendship circle is splitting up. Maybe your job is starting to change, and maybe you got a new job. Maybe you are no longer in a relationship with somebody and you've decided to part your own ways. It is a weird feeling not having everything you had that made your home feel like a safety net of security, because Cancers are very much so built on security. So I think that with this Ten of Wands here to the Empress card, it's good that you're growing. You're happy you're growing. You're happy that changes are happening too, because you know that there are some positive ones that are coming in here too, but it's just such a weird feeling, And Cancer, I understand this totally. I have been through this multiple times in my life. I'm probably one of the biggest Cancerians that hate change sometimes. It's very hard to let the crab claws let go of what it is we already have. So I feel this reading for sure. Let's see what your guides have to say before we go any further. What do Cancer spirit guides have to say regarding the situation? Are there any dire or important messages coming in from Cancer spirit guides during mid-February 2022? Are there any dire or important messages coming in here from Cancer spirit guides throughout mid-February 2022? We got here the Ace of Cups. We got here the Hierophant. We also got here the Chariot. And lastly, we have here the Eight of Wands. Immediately I heard accept the change, which is what's coming from your guides. They want you to accept the change here, Cancer. Ace of Cups, to the Hierophant card is about kind of embracing this new cycle that's ahead. The Ace of Cups is an energy of abundance when it comes towards emotional fulfillment. There is a lot of emotional fulfillment to be had here on your new path that you're moving towards. There is a lot more good memories and good times that are up ahead for you, but you have to be willing to open yourself to it. The Chariot to the Eight of Wands, the direction that you're moving in Cancer is not all that bad at all. The changes that are occurring are actually necessary for your growth, and they're necessary to bring you into an even more comfortable place than you were previously in, is the message that I'm seeing for you. So Cancer, whatever's changing in your life, man, it's actually for your benefit. It's all for you to have a better life and to have the life you've wanted. So don't look at this right now as something that's negative. try to let yourself embrace the changes that are up ahead. You know, like I don't know what's specifically changing because it's going to vary from Cancer to Cancer. Like I said, maybe your relationship is over and that's a big change for you. Maybe your job situation's changing. Maybe you're moving into a new home. Maybe there's things going on in your family that are just not the same as they used to be. It's weird, it's awkward, it's fucking uncomfortable, you hate it. I know, I totally get that, Cancer, but there is positive things that are coming out of this that you don't see just yet. But the more that you allow yourself to go with the flow, the more that the positive blessings will reveal themselves to you. Remember, everything in life is either a lesson or a blessing. I think this has both of those things in the equation here. I think there are lessons you're going to learn that are going to help you when it comes towards embracing change, moving forward into your future, but I also feel like you're being blessed from the changes that are up ahead. So like I said, guys, you know, it is a general reading. I can't give you exactly what's going to be changing in your life. Every Cancer situation is going to vary on a completely different level. But what I can totally tell you is that as awkward as it feels, as much as you hate it, as much as you feel like your home and your safety net is just completely being different now, you're going to build a new one, all right? As much as I hate spiders, Cancer, we're kind of like them. We can build a nest anywhere. We can build a home anywhere. We can windle our web anywhere and find comfort and security. For some reason, too, my guides are kind of telling you to look at spiders. There might be some symbolism there. So look at the animal spirit spider, the animal totem spider, see what it has in store for you. There might be a message there for some of you guys. I'm not a fan of spiders myself. Maybe some of you aren't either, but just Google the totem, the animal totem. There might be a message there for you, okay? Let's try to touch a little bit more on what exactly is going on here with these positive changes ahead for Cancer. So tell me about some of these positive changes ahead for Cancerians in mid-February 2022. And what do we got? We got here the Ten of Swords. We also got here the Emperor. We have here the Queen of Cups. And then we have here the Temperance card. So in reference to some of the positive changes coming your way, guys, Ten of Swords here to the Emperor card. Things that are coming to an ending are always going to lead you to a brand new beginning. I feel for you, Cancer, if there's changes happening in your career, for example, let's say that you're no longer working at a job, or, you know, unfortunately, if some of you guys actually end up getting fired from a job, I wouldn't worry too much about that. It looks like you're getting moved into a higher position of being a boss. Some of you Cancers might be shifting out of working from a 9-to-5 job to becoming your own boss, because the Emperor card is a very boss type of energy. So Cancers, you could be becoming your own boss in mid-February for a few of you. Maybe you've started your own business, maybe you've taken over the family business. That could be a situation arising for a few of you Cancers if you've been involved in family business. But I definitely feel here that the Ten of Swords to the Emperor is saying, don't worry about the endings that have happened. Don't worry about chapters closing in your life, because the new beginning that you're walking towards is going to be a lot of success that is coming onto your journey. So the new beginnings you're walking towards here, I feel like you're going to embark on a lot of success, guys. So don't feel like you're walking on or walking into a situation that isn't good. It's going to be a situation that brings forth a lot of great things for you, okay? Now we also have here the Queen of Cups, and we have here the Temperance, with some of the positive changes coming ahead as well. Queen of Cups card to the Temperance card. There's going to be a lot of room for healing, a lot of room for understanding, a lot of room for realizations that you didn't necessarily see before. What are my guys trying to tell me here? Queen of Cups, you're going to be learning a lot about situations you've went through, and they're going to make you more emotionally strong is what I'm hearing for you, Cancer. Remember how I said in the, probably like, 5 minutes ago, maybe in the reading, I was talking about the Justice card to the Six of Cups. Moving into mid-February, you're going to reminisce about the good old days. I think you're going to start to realize that the good old days were great, but that doesn't mean that I cannot create them now. It's kind of like this energy of realizing I had good moments in the past, and just because change is occurring in my life and things are different now, doesn't mean that I can't make them just as good. So I feel like you're no longer going to be stuck on the idea that, oh my God, my past was great, I miss the good old days, they were such a fantastic time. You're coming into the realization that you can create the idea of the good old days in the present moment. If I can look back at my past and be happy where I was, I can look at my present right now and create a safety net and a security of happiness in my life. So Cancers, that is some of the things that I see you learning here. I definitely feel like you're going to be shifting out of that mentality of only reminiscing in your past and only thinking that the past was great. You're learning how to build that happiness now in the present moment. So that's really, really good to see for you. Remember, Cancer, we are a zodiac that's built off of security. We know how to build a home. If a home does not suffice anymore, we can build a brand new home. So Cancers, this is kind of about building your brand new home moving into mid-February. You know, there are things that are changing in your life. Things are different, things are awkward, but it's not something you cannot get adjusted to. It's not something that you cannot create a comfortable environment. Of course you can. So don't be worried about that. You're moving into a new shell. There you go, Cancer. To sum that up for you, you're moving into a new shell. All right, let's go ahead and see the overall outcome here for Cancerians, please. What's going to be the overall outcome here for Cancer during mid-February 2022? Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus throughout mid-February 2022. What is going to be the overall outcome? And what do we got? We got here the World card. Yep, out with the old, in with the new. It's an end of a chapter, and it's a start to a new beginning. That World card here is essentially talking about one crab shell is being tossed as we're entering our new shell, our brand new home. Your life is changing here. Remember, Cancer, what's being affected for you guys is what makes your life feel like home, the things you're very close to. And I know it's an awkward feeling, I know it's a shitty feeling, I know that we don't like change, but I'm telling you, your guides here are really saying, embrace the changes that are coming ahead, Cancer. Don't just think that your past is the happiest you've ever been or the happiest you'll ever be. You can create happiness and security right now in this present moment. You can use these changes as an advantage to create the happiness that you want and to create the security that you want. You are mutable, or more mutable than you think. Even though Cancers are a cardinal sign and we can be pretty stuck in our ways, we can be mutable if we want it to be. We can be people that can adjust to situations. So Cancers, keep a positive outlook, keep a positive mentality, let yourself adjust to these new changes coming into your future here, and really allow yourself to remember, even if I had a certain amount of happiness in my past, even if I like to look back at the glory days or the good old days, that doesn't mean that I can't create them right now. You totally have the power to create happiness into your life right now and security into your life right now in this brand new home, in this brand new crab shell that you're fucking moving into, okay? So Cancers, you got this, all right? All right, guys, definitely a bit of a different reading that I've had for Cancers in quite some time. I'm not too sure how many people it'll resonate with, so if it's not your story, don't worry about it. There's always going to be tons of videos on this channel in the future. But if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate that. If this was your story, let me know down in the comments down below. Cancer, enjoy the rest of your mid-February, guys. Let yourself get adjusted. Everything's going to be okay, and I will catch you all in the next video. Much love, Cancer, and have yourselves a good one. Peace.